What's going on, you guys? It's your Huggable Hipster here, and welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to have a little discussion about Nintendo. I can already feel you guys starting to crack your knuckles getting ready to type in that comment section. Calm down. I know a lot of people are fans of Nintendo. I know a lot of people love the Switch. They love, as do I love the Switch. I love being able to see that so many different types of games are coming to the Switch, and I love the fact that it is one of the best places to have portable games. First it was Tamagotchi, then it was Game Boy, and then it was the Game Boy Advanced, and then you had other, handhelds in between and whatnot. But then when the epiphany came of the portable gaming industry was when the Switch came out, and the Switch was a revolutionary handheld device that changed the way we had games with us. The point is, Nintendo Switch made portable gaming fun. The Steam Deck is going to act in the same way that the Nintendo Switch is, because when you have special editions like this, like the Animal Crossing's version of the Switch, you are going to run into a bit of competition with the Steam Deck. Who knows? Maybe at some point you'll get a special edition Zelda collectors for the Steam Deck, of where you can have a skin that's put on there, or you have a legitimate Steam Deck version that is all Zelda-fied. I'm not really a big Zelda fan, so I don't know the collector stuff that you would get for Zelda. But when you have special editions of certain things, that's what gets people talking. You have so many different editions of this. You have the Fortnite edition, you have a Zelda edition, you have a Splatoon edition. Yeah, I think it's one of those. It has orange and purple for the Joy-Cons and everything. But you have so many different versions of the Nintendo Switch. Why wouldn't Steam Deck do the same thing and grasp that opportunity while they have it in the market? There's so many different opportunities that the Steam Deck has to be more profitable than it is, because let's face it, this is what people wanted. They didn't just want to play Zelda or Mario on the Switch and then that's it. No, they wanted to have their vast library and their collection at their fingertips more than just Nintendo stuff, more than just very strictly licensed games. Because when you look at it, only certain types of games are really made for the Switch. You have the Animal Crossings game, you have Zelda, you have Nintendo specific games. You have other types of stuff, you have Stardew Valley, you have so many different types of games that are on the Switch. But when it comes to the Steam Deck, you have your entire Steam library with the games that are compatible so far, which is a lot of them. You can play Resident Evil 2, you can play Cyberpunk 2077, you can play Death Stranding, you can play God of War. Playing God of War while you're on the train? The only thing that I feel like is really just, it's biting me the wrong way, that sounded a lot better in my head than it did coming out of my mouth, is the price in which you have to pay for a Steam Deck. The price of a Steam Deck with 512 gigabytes of memory is $649. Let that sink in for a second. I believe you can also play The Witcher, you can play Hades, you can play Elden Ring on there as well. So it's a lot of different types of games you can play on here, but it starts at $399, $349 for pounds. But it's the $399 one is the baseline model. You have the mid-tier model, which is $529, the top-tier one, which is $649. The top-tier one, it has 512 gigabytes of high-speed, NVMe SSD storage, special anti-glare glass, an exclusive virtual keyboard theme, a custom carrying case, and an aforementioned Steam profile bundle. When you get the base model at $399, the baseline model comes with 64 gigabytes, which is basically one game, of eMMC storage and carrying case. 64 gigabytes is nothing. That's nothing. Unless you are downloading little mini different types of games and demos and stuff like that. That just, for Call of Duty, Call of Duty is over 100 gigabytes. Okay, let's just get that straight first of all. If you want to play Call of Duty on a Steam Deck, which can you? I don't know if you can actually with licensing. I'm not sure on that one. You guys ought to let me know down in the comments below. I honestly, I don't, yeah, it's the only thing that makes me say that's not for me is the price and how much storage you are getting for the price. The prices I feel like are all off base. I feel like they are taking more than they are giving when it comes to the Steam Deck, but when it comes to the portability factor and the fact that you have literally almost your entire Steam library at your fingertips on the train, at a barbecue, you know, when you're babysitting, I don't know, like whenever you want, it is there. Whenever you're chilling at home on a really rough day after work, you almost, like I said, your entire Steam library there. So that is the only part that is absolutely fantastic, and where I see Nintendo having a big problem, because if they don't step up their game and if they don't incorporate other aspects of different libraries, merge, I don't know, pull an acquisition on Steam and say, hey guys, you see all these acquisitions? Okay, we're acquiring Steam. Wouldn't that be wild? We think that Microsoft is acquiring a lot of companies. We think that Sony is acquiring a lot of companies. Please, they haven't seen Nintendo acquiring Steam. It'll be the first headline that you guys see trending on Twitter. Steam acquired by Nintendo. Just imagine that happening. Just picture it. But that would be a smart move. That would be a smart business and marketing move. Even though Steam, they would never go for it. Never in a million years. They'd never go for it ever. That would be a smart business move on Nintendo's part, just so they could widen the area of productivity and placements that they had in the market if they really want to be difficult to say, because they're not a difficult company by any means. They're kind of like the in-between of where you see Microsoft and PlayStation over here butting heads. You kind of see Nintendo off to the side, drinking a cup of tea, just, you know, minding their business, staying unproblematic, even though there are plenty of problematic things that go on with that company. That's besides the point. But whenever we see stuff like this happening, we have to think, okay, do we take the risk? And I'm speaking as Nintendo right now. Does Nintendo, a company, take the risk and acquire another company? That way they have more portability options. That way not only will they be partnered with one of the biggest gaming hubs in the world, besides GOG, but they would have more options and ways to sell their craft. Because if you think about it, if Nintendo were to acquire Steam, then Steam would be selling all the variety of games that Nintendo has to offer. So in a way, it's a win-win situation here. All of the games that you couldn't play on PC, that were only available on the Switch, you can now play on PC. So it's a win-win for everybody here. And think about it. If Nintendo's games, if the Switch's games were on Steam, that means we would get Pokemon Violet on Steam. We would get all the Pokemon games that we want on PC. Think about how impactful that would be for the gaming community as a whole. I would love to see a Pokemon open world MMO, but that's just me, you know, just saying. Game Freak, if you're going to do anything good with your money, please put it towards something that might actually improve the ecosystem of what Pokemon actually is, instead of just pumping out games because you feel like it. If Game Freak is going to do anything right, they're going to have to find a way to recreate themselves and recreate the entire franchise of Pokemon. I feel as if they got lost along the way, and they're just like, let's pump out games just to make money. What the hell? People are liking it because it's nostalgic for them, and nostalgia always wins. That's the thing. That's the main thing that I feel as if Nintendo, it would not survive as a company had it not be for nostalgia purposes. This was their saving grace. This was their lifeline. This is why they are still surviving as a company, is because of this. And the reason I bring up the fact that if they acquired Steam, it would go over so much well for them, because they would have a wider area to produce content, and their content would be on Steam, and Steam's content would be on the Switch. It would be everywhere. They would have their content on the Steam Deck, on the Steam for PC, and the Steam would also have their content on the Switch, because that's the way, when you, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you acquire a company, all the content is shared, if I'm guessing correctly. So when you acquire as large of a company as Steam, you have a lifeline. You have another place of where you can rest everything on. So this, again, I will say, this was the saving grace of Nintendo, okay? You have so many things that they're capable of doing, and I feel like Nintendo is somewhat limiting themselves because they want to be the good company. They want to be seen as the morally correct company. That's just how I view it. That's what I've noticed. That's the things that I've seen. And I feel as if this company, again, it has so much potential to do so many different things. And I feel like they are limiting themselves so much. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys think of, you know, Nintendo and the entire debate between companies. And what do you think of my proposed idea that Nintendo just, you know, acquire Steam? But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, dear hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.